The Opel Senator is a full-size luxury car produced by the German automaker Opel, two generations of which were sold in Europe from 1978 until 1993. A saloon, its first incarnation was also available with a fastback Coupé copyright body as the Opel Monza and Vauxhall Royale Coupé copyright. Through the international divisions of General Motors, it was also known in various markets as the Chevrolet Senator, Daewoo Imperial, Vauxhall Royale and Vauxhall Senator. The original Senator shared its platform with the smaller Opel Rekord, the latter being lengthened to make the Senator. The second generation of that car, from 1987, shared its base with the Opel Omega, which was again lengthened to produce the Senator. Senator A. The Senator A was a lengthened version of the Opel Rekord E, complemented by a three-door fastback Coupé copyright version on the same platform called the Opel Monza, which was planned as a successor for the Opel Commodore Coupé copyright. Names and markets. The Senator A and Monza were initially sold in the United Kingdom as the Vauxhall Royale, because the Opel mark was not so well established, but they were also under their Opel names. The vehicle was also available in South Africa as the Chevrolet Senator until 1982, when it was rebadged as an Opel. The Chevrolet Senator was fitted with a locally built version of Chevrolet's 250 inline-six, with 132 picoseconds. The later South African Opel Senator received Australian-built six-cylinder engines. All-year models were available in Australia, as the Holden Commodore in sedan and wagon variants, though the Monza Coupé was not available. Local racing legend, Peter Brock, had plans to import, modify and market the Opel Monza Coupé copyright as the Holden Monza Coupé copyright with the Holden 5-litre V8 fitted, through his own HDT business, but the plans eventually fell through. The Holden models, which were built locally, had different badges and interior treatments, with local drivetrain options, including Holden's 3.3-litre inline-six, and 4.2-litre and 5.0-litre V8 engine options. Holden still markets the Commodore, but on their own Zeta platform, which the new Camaro is also based upon. Engines. The engine range for the first phase of the model's life included the 2.8S and the newly developed 3.0E, which had 180 picoseconds and 248 Nm with fuel injection. The 3-speed Borg-Warner automatic transmission from the Commodore range needed to be modified to cope with the new and improved power outputs. Opel's own 4-speed manual transmission was not up to the job and, instead of putting in a more modern 5-speed manual gearbox, Opel turned to transmission producer Getrag, and installed their 264 4-speed manual gearbox in the early Monzas. This was soon replaced with the Getrag 240 for the 2.5 and 2.8 engines, and the Getrag 265 for the 3.0E. Both 5-speed manual gearboxes. The straight-six engines were all of the CIH same design earlier used in the Commodore models. The CIH configuration is originated from the 1.7 and 1.9-litre straight-four engines that was first used in the Opel Kadett and Rekord models in 1966, and subsequently was an engine layout that stayed in the Opel cars up until 1993. With a 3.0-litre engine, the Monza was the fastest car Opel had built up until then, capable of speeds of 215 km per hour, and 0–100 km per hour in 8.5 seconds. As of June 1981, the fuel-injected 2.5E engine also used in the smaller Commodore was added to the Senator Monza lineup. With 136 picoseconds, it was very close to the now irrelevant 2.8 and its 140 picoseconds, and the 2.8S was discontinued in 1982. 1982 facelift. The original Senator and Monza were facelifted in November 1982, although the Senator A2 only went on sale in March 1983. In the UK it initially sold only as an Opel, before being rebadged for the UK in 1984. The A2 Monza was only sold as an Opel. The facelifted car looked similar to its predecessor, with relatively minor changes. Headlights increased in size, and chrome parts were changed to a matte black or color-coded finish. The car was much more slippery, with drag resistance down by around 10%. Interiors were improved, and engines changed. Now, straight 4CIH 2.0e and 2.2e engines from the record E2 were available. These new smaller engined models essentially replaced the Commodore, which was quietly retired in 1982. Later in 1983 the 2.5e was given a new Bosch fuel injection system. The 2.8's been replaced before the Senator A1 was replaced, and the 3.0e and a new 3.0h engine were at the top of the range. The 3.0e received upgraded Bosch fuel injection. A 2.3-litre turbo diesel became available in 1984, and in November a supercharged version was shown. Going on sale in 1985, this very rare experimental version were officially built by Irma rather than Opel. The complex offered 95 picoseconds and a 172 km/h top speed. Like the other diesels, it had a pronounced bulge in the bonnet. From September 1985 until the end of production in late summer 1986, a catalyzed version of the 3.0e was available, with power down to 156 picoseconds. Variants A four-wheel drive conversion was also available, engineered by Ferguson, who had previously provided similar modifications for the Jensen FF. Rather expensive, this could also be retrofitted to an existing car. These were used by British Forces Germany under the Brixmis operations for the collection of technical intelligence. The same kit was also used by Bitter Cars for their SC Cooper copyright, beginning in late 1981. A limited edition convertible edition was also available in Germany, where the company Kleinaf reinforced the car heavily, and this added to the all-round weight to the car. German tuner and manufacturer Irma also made a special Irma version of the Monza, and added small side skirts and front spoiler. The engine gained a considerable upgrade. The 3.0-litre engine got a reshaped crankshaft and different pistons and rods, increasing the capacity to 3.6 litres. A remapped ECU was added to the Bosch injection system, giving the car 206 picoseconds, and extra torque. Senator B, a new model, the Senator B, arrived in spring 1987, a long-wheelbase version of the Opel Omega. There was no Monza equivalent. There were various versions of the Senator B. 12-valve 2.5L and 3.0L sized engines were released in 1987 along with a luxury CD model with the 3.0L engine. The CD version boasted adjustable suspension, air conditioning, heated seats, trip computer and cruise control. The cars were available with either 5-speed manual or 4-speed automatic gearboxes. As a luxury car, there were many options to choose from, including leather seats, heated seats both front and rear, electronic air conditioning, LCD instrumentation and BBS-styled multi-spoke alloy wheels made by Royale. The 24-valve 3.0L was introduced in 1989, generating 204 picoseconds for the older 12-valve version. This model was very popular with the police force in the UK, with several cars being supplied to upgraded police specification. The main feature of the new engine was a dual ram system, increasing torque at low engine speeds by means of a redirected airflow system engaged at 4,000 RPMs. Later in the model's lifespan, the 2.5L was replaced by a 2.6L dual ram, and the 3.0L 12-valve was deleted in 1992. CD versions of the 2.6L and 24-valve 3.0L were available up to the model's withdrawal in 1993. When the second-generation Omega was released in 1994, Opel considered that it was sufficiently represented in the upper end of the market by the top specification Omega Elite. Consequently, the Senator was cancelled in May 1993 and not directly replaced. Notes. References. External links, website about Opel Senator Monza, car pics Opel Monza pictures.